Hello, it's Gary Jordan with the Jordan Property Group, brokered by eXp Realty. Having an exceptional opportunity today to visit with a friend of mine, a really successful real estate, I'll call him a mega realtor out of Fresno, California, James Pham. Hello, James. How are you today?
Hey Gary, I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, sir?
Doing fine, doing fine. Hey, we'll cut right to the chase. I know everybody's time is valuable. I was anxious to hear more about you and your story and background. I know you've had some great success, especially the last year or so, and a great story. But tell us your story in a condensed elevator pitch type format.
Yeah, no, so my wife and I, we are from originally from Portland, Oregon. And after we got married, before we got married, she was working 16 hours a day in her, county jobs, and she was, doing fitness. And she was sick and tired of just, turning the wheel, doing a whole bunch of work. I had to figure out another way for her to kind of like stop her job. So we went to a Grant Cardone event, the 10X Con, and in that 10X Con, I believe there was a message that hit her pretty hard, and that message was, "You gotta quit your job, and you gotta burn all your bridges. You gotta burn all your boats, leave nothing behind." And she received that message, and she was like, "Okay, I'm ready to move down to California, and I'm ready to kind of like burn all my bridges, quit my jobs, and everything." So after the event, which is 2020, before the whole COVID situation, we packed up our bags. We just drove all the way down to California, and we stayed at my brother's house. And at that time, I remember we had my brother. He was gracious enough to give us his master bedroom while we're trying to figure out what we're trying to do in our life, right? Newlywed and everything. And then this whole process, we were looking for that mentor, right? We were searching around, like, who can coach us, who can mentor us, who can get us to that next level in real estate. And before, and mind you, at that time when I was in Portland, Oregon, I was doing real estate part time, and I was having decent success. I was doing real estate, selling real estate, and also showing rental properties at that time. And it was pretty inconsistent in my real estate business, which is the agent side. But my income was very consistent, and I was making a lot more than my wife at that time, 3 times more, and I was doing 3 times less than her. And she was like, you know what? There's a better way. So when we were here in Fresno, the whole economy shut down, and during that time, we spent a lot of time educating ourselves. We read a ton of books, probably like a book every single 2 weeks. We went from all of our collections: personal development, Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, 48 Law of Power, The Art of War, the Millionaire Real Estate Agents, all the books that you can think of that most agents should read. How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Richest Man in Babylon, all these great books. Okay, we worked really hard on ourselves during the whole economic shutdown and everything. And the reason why is because we weren't able to schedule for a test, because remember, California, I mean, they're pretty strict when it comes to like the whole COVID stuff. And the whole testing center shut down. We weren't able to get our license. So what can we do? Well, we spent a lot of time investing in ourselves. We read books, we journaled, we prepared ourselves, and we interviewed people, and we looked for mentors. And then we came across an email, reaching out to us, and we just aligned ourselves with the right group of people that think the same way as we think. And what we believe is that, and also some of our mentor, is that it's not the best agent that wins, it's the best marketer that wins. And then I want to also add, it's not the best marketer that wins, it's the best internet marketer that wins. So then, now we're trying to realign ourselves with the right information and the right knowledge. And we're trying to play the game of like, how can we market ourselves on the internet and win? And it's not about real estate. It's about everything. It's about life. So that's kind of a little bit of our story. And then once we were able to align ourselves with the right people, they were able to introduce us with the right tools and system and processes in place. And that's all it took. It's just the right tool, the right people, the right process in place. And then we were able to go from zero to making over $343,000 in our first year in real estate in a brand new market, all without doing more than 4 hours a day in our real estate business, without doing any door knocking, cold calling, or doing any open houses. And we're, and we do this by focusing on internet marketing.
Powerful story, James. I really appreciate that. I'm really impressed with the fact that you and your wife, Maurice, have taken the time to invest in yourself also with reading good books. I'm a big fan of good books also. I know the Think and Grow Rich, it's a classic. How to Win Friends and Influence People, it's a classic. I'm a big Zig Ziglar fan myself, and a book that he wrote that turned my life around many years ago was a book called See You at the Top.
Yeah.
It's a great book of short stories that all have a real power punch, but good books. The Augmandino, all those great authors and so forth. You're putting money in the bank, having great ROI to invest in yourself and spend the time to feed your brain some good, powerful food that'll last you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Also, you plug into a good system, Grand Cordon. It's a pretty powerful 10x system. It works.
Absolutely.
Around the world, it does work. And how we met, you and I and Maurice met at a great event here recently.
Yes.
Another system that really, puts the idea of digital marketing, internet marketing in a super sphere.
Yes.
It just, it's hard to even explain. You can't explain it in an elevator pitch. But the key thing is, I believe this as a pretty seasoned entrepreneur, that you become like who you hang around. If you're going to fly with the eagles, you better hang around some eagles. If you're going to be hanging around the little yard birds and the chickadees and the wrens and so forth, you're going to be flying low to the ground, paycheck to paycheck, maybe transaction to transaction throughout your career, no matter whether it's real estate or whether you're selling snow cones in the corner. It doesn't really matter.
Yep.
So you're doing the things right. And your story about going from a brand new market, not knowing anyone, having no sphere of influence, and strictly relying on a good system for internet marketing and popping out over $400,000 of gross commission income in your very first year, that's worth having a conversation about.
Absolutely.
You're the kind of guy that people, if they want to fly high, they would hang around guys like James.
One other thing that we learned, to get there quickly is there's a couple of laws, right? I think that one is that there's a really good book. It's called The Go Giver. And one of the law is that the law of authenticity. Your income is determined by the number that you well, there's 5 laws out there. One of the law that we really love is the law of authenticity. So we're in the age of AI and also automation and also like digital marketing. And it's super important that you have to be authentic. People just vibe with you because of your age, of who you are. They just feel your energy. You're real. You're knowledgeable, right? You add a lot of value to them, right? So we believe that you have to be authentic if you want to be successful in the internet marketing. And being authentic is just sharing people like your story, just being real, be who you are, right? Be you. There's only one Gary Johnson. There's only one Jimmy. There's only one James and Maurice right there. And you just gotta like be okay just being you. So that's one of the things that we recommend. And then if you want, and in that book, say the law, the Go Giver, one of the things that another law that we like to live by is, your income is determined by the number of people that you serve and the quality of service you serve to those people, right? So you want to serve as many people as you can at the highest level of quality of services. So if you want to make more money, you got to figure out different ways on how you can serve the masses and also increase that quality. And then
I'll add to that, James, too, is I've always working by referral system.
Yes.
I am just now entering the fast lane of internet marketing, like you've been exposed to and with great success in the last year. But I know one thing that I've been able to experience myself firsthand is if you're providing a good service to your people and you're always providing value to them on a consistent basis, you become friends. They know, like, and trust you. You stay in touch and always here to help them in any kind of way. If you just ask them for referrals, you ask them, you say, James, if you know of anybody who's of similar quality to yourself, who's thinking about buying or selling a home or has any kind of real estate service, I'd always really appreciate your referral. If a person just asks that question over and over as you're providing value, you can take your 30 sale year, who may have made 300 or 400 grand, and it become a $500,000 year just the very next year because you asked for referrals.
Yes. One of the best quote in the Bible that we like to read is ask and you shall receive. You have to ask first. And, there's a right way to ask. So that's huge, like you got to ask. That's the beautiful thing. If you don't ask, then you're not going to give. So that's one of the beautiful things that we love about this business, this core philosophy and principle that we live by. And definitely, Gary, I believe that you got to ask. And we ask people, to jump on our calendar. We ask people to send us a text. If you're interested, we ask people if they know anybody that's thinking about buying or selling or investing, let us know. We'd love to help.
Well, you're exactly right. Now, you and myself both, we're always in the business of partnering with other realtors around the country to kind of leverage our services and so forth. If anybody out there, especially from the realtor community, wants any of the scripts of exactly what to say to ask for referrals in the right way to have some great success, call me, contact me, 719-502-7176, and I'll be happy to provide you with some scripts that I guarantee you, if you use them the correct way, you'll have success, and you'll be amazed. You turn one transaction into 3 transactions in the next 12 months.
Definitely. Those are super valuable insight and super valuable information right there. And, part of real estate is communicating to people the right way, right? And if you don't know how to communicate, and these are skills that you need to learn in order for you to take your skill to that next level in your income, right? There's income skills that we're in a journey right now of personal development, getting better, right? What skills, what talent do you want to give and that you want to learn, right? God give you a certain amount of talent, right? And what you want to do is you want to come back and double those talents, right? And one of the talent that you're offering is, look, I'm teaching you how to talk to people and how to talk to people in the right way, so then you can kind of grow your business and you can grow your income and you can make a bigger impact, and which is huge, right? So these are certain skills that you need in order for you to get to that next level. And Gary, thank you so much for offering that to the public. It's I know you don't have to, but because this is something that you're super passionate about, and and that you've worked many years, I definitely think that's something that it has to be taught through generation, is the communication.
Well, James, I want to thank you once again for your time today. I know you're a busy guy. You got a homes to sell and your clients to service and so forth. So I really appreciate you coming on board today and sharing some true nuggets with our audience. Those who are out there right now listening to this broadcast, always know that if you're a client prospect, have any kind of real estate needs, contact me. If you want an evaluation of your home, if you want a comparison of see why your taxes went up so much the last year, make sure your home is valued properly, let me know. I'll provide you a complimentary evaluation of your home. Anybody in the real estate community out there who would like to have some scripts that will really work for you, contact me. I appreciate all of you. And always remember, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Thank you, James. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Gary. Peace and love.